Good afternoon, ladies and gents. This is Vaughn, and yet again, thank you for following along with joining us for our third part in Thoughts to Glory. We will be working on what pretty much is by far the hardest thing to do and submitting yourself into doing it. So let us get on with it. I've talked about writing down your goals of habit into success last week. Today, it is about self commitment. It is about telling yourself, owning up to yourself, letting yourself know you will, and must commit to what it is, whether it will break you or make you into the person you want to become, or have what it is you've been dreaming of. Commitment is the key, and everyone knows it, whether you haven't reached that success yet or just pretty much clueless in what you want. Now, what is the purpose of self commitment? Why is it that we must have this? And why is it that it is very important? Put it this way: in everything you do, you commit yourself in doing or putting yourself in that place, that situation. You may not know that. You even may not believe you are self committing yourself in doing those things, but that is why the mind is so powerful. And only if you train it right, treat it right, you will start to be able to do things you could never thought you'd imagine. So by self-committing, it will pretty much run with you as a habit of mind. No longer would you need to wake up and tell yourself what to do that is important. Rather, you are instead already doing them from the moment you wake. First off, there will be ones who say they are self committed and not understanding they are actually selflessly committing. Selfless commitment is when you do things out of the things you don't want to, but yet you do them anyways, knowing so. Like keeping your place clean when it's filthy, and yet you just rather look at it and play games or go hang out with friends. Like knowing you mustn't waste any more time in searching for yourself and finding what it is that you are great at, no matter if it's something you do with your hands or with your mind, but rather you would just sit away, not wanting to think of it, just moping about and keeping your thoughts from what's important. It's about ignoring what's important in front of you and sugarcoating it with something else you would rather do. So now that we know the two differences in selfless commitment and self commitment, for where one concentrates mainly on the unimportant things that should come later, and yet work on what it is that needs to be done so we can be happier, so that we can live better, eat better, and also sleep better. Let us move on to how we can get ourselves out of the bad side and into the good one. To just get started in self committing yourself, you first off need to look at the largest picture in your life, and that is you. Only you alone will fix that. Only you alone can see the truth of what you really are. And some of us know the truth about ourselves, but we don't want to face it. It's like we are afraid, scared that what if it won't work? What if it'll be nothing but a waste of my time? I'm telling you, that's all nonsense. You're already wasting your time anyways, so why not? Why not get something out of it? Why not just try, but this time do the work and put those hours in for yourself? If you see yourself thinking as to what you want and who you could become, just look at yourself now. See to it that this is the only life you have now. You don't know what life will be once you're gone. You don't know if there will ever be another chance for you. Take it now. Life is hard already. You're suffering already. Commit to what it is that must be done. If it has to be, then let it be. Go to school, reworking on yourself to achieve a better career, fixing yourself from habits that you always want to get out from. There's no time in being lazy or saying you will do it tomorrow. Do it now, for it is your last. You just never know when your time comes. And so many people go about in their lives very easy and casually, believing they still have a tomorrow. Listen, by self committing to things that you need to work on, it will make you better in every way. It will even keep that smile of your face. No longer should you hold it back. No need to tell yourself to commit to something important. If you know it's important, you should just be doing it already without force, without putting 50%, but instead a full 120% of commitment, so that once it is finished, you wouldn't have to look back and say to yourself, you could have done more. Ladies and gents, self-commitment is nothing if you don't put the work in. Self-commitment is nothing to be ashamed of if you want to make yourself better as a person in anything endeavor, knowing the circumstances you will be facing. But it will be a shame that what was kept in your heart and in your mind, that treasure you have in which you could have brought out and shared into this world, is nothing but forever lost, just because you were too selfishly committed. As before I let you go, speaking on behalf of myself, I just want to say to you, results in life are not defined from just what we think of, but how and when we commit to doing them.